Mr. Transformers 96 here for the video. I'm going to be talking about a newly released Funko Pop. This is from Avengers Endgame, and it is Thanos. So originally this was actually the only pop that I was planning to get from Endgame, but I ended up getting way more than I expected. I got the entire top row, I got the entire second row except for Ant-Man, and then I got War Machine, and I got the exclusive Captain America. So I did get more than I originally bargained for. I did make a review of all of the Quantum Realm, or the white suit, unified suit figures, so you can check that out. I do also have War Machine and that exclusive Captain America. Don't plan to do a review on them yet. If you guys want it, though, I will do it. But yeah, let's go over this new Thanos figure. I'm really excited for Thanos in the new movie, of course. This is his armored look, and he does come with his new weapon, which is quite nice. It's very surprising how different this figure is compared to the Thanoses that came out from the last movie, so definitely going to be doing a lot of comparisons with that. But just going over the actual figure before we start comparing, I do like the head sculpt. He has really pronounced eyebrows, and I do like the kind of angry expression that you've got going even just on the eyes there. Very standard expression. He's not smiling, he's not angry, it's just kind of this serious, a bit of a frown type of look. I do like the helmet quite a bit. The way that it kind of flares off the back I think looks really cool. It's quite nice. You do have the gauntlet there, with all of the Infinity Stones, of course. I do have just a little bit of a chip on the yellow stone for mine, which is a little annoying, but nothing too bad. I wish that they used more of a glossy paint for those stones. Just the kind of plain, really bright colors is not great in my opinion. Do like his weapon, though. I think that it does look quite nice, and then the armor and the suit looks really good, and the paint is actually quite good on it. Yeah, I really don't see many issues paint-wise with this Thanos, which is really nice. I'm happy about that. And then just the tone of purple that they went with is really great, especially at the arms. The face is a little lighter than the color purple in the arms. I think the arms is like perfect, so I wish that the face matched the arms a little bit better, but they're so close that it's not really an issue at all, but it is something that I did notice. Before I do some comparisons here, his hand, now he's in a weird pose. I'm not a big fan of the pose. I think his feet are spread out a little bit too wide. Considering how pointy they are, it just makes him look a little bit clownish. He has his arm here just holding the weapon, which I think looks nice. And then over here, it's just weird, because he's got his arm bent, and he's got his fist out, but it's just to the side. If it was like this, it would be better. If it was like this, it would be better, but it's just to the side, which is really weird. And I thought that the pose was strange just in general, but then I did find that there are actual photos of this, like production photos of this figure out there, where he's holding something else. He's holding like some sort of spear, which they obviously didn't give him here. So I assume that the original concept for this figure had him holding something else, that the spear that we saw, and for some reason they decided not to do it. Maybe they just thought it wasn't necessary, or maybe they didn't want to spoil something. I won't get into what that spear could be. I will say that there is a set photo of a different character holding something similar to that might be what it is. I have no idea what it actually is, though, but it's just because they didn't repose him when they decided not to give him that accessory, he just looks a little bit strange in the way that he's standing in his stance. So I'm a little disappointed by that. It's not the worst thing ever, but it's just a little weird, and would have preferred them to fix it a bit. Now, comparing him to just the other standard release for Thanos from Infinity War, things are definitely different. The one thing that you'll notice is the size is different. As you can see, the Endgame, or the Infinity War Thanos, is much bigger than the Endgame one, which I find a bit annoying. I loved that Thanos when it came out, because it was such a chunky figure. You really got your money's worth with it, and I just loved how big he was. It was great. This one is just much smaller. Not only is he not quite as tall as the Infinity War one, he's just thinner. Because as you can see, like the Infinity War Thanos, he's got his knees bent and his legs are really spread out far. This guy, the Endgame one, is standing like completely straight up and down, and he's not quite as tall as the original one, which is just annoying. And just his muscles are a lot smaller in general. Also, like, it should be the other way around. Like the Endgame one should be even bigger than the Infinity War one, because he's got armor on top of his body, which the Infinity War one did not have. So I think that is very strange how different he is. Also, a big difference is the feet. You've got these just kind of larger, more square-like feet with the Endgame ones, and then you have these kind of smaller, pointier, longer ones with the Endgame. It's weird. I prefer the Infinity War feet a lot more than the Endgame feet. The Endgame ones just look strange because they're so pointy and they're so far out. He does just have like this clown look to him, which I think is very annoying. So personally, I think that they went down in quality between the Endgame and Infinity War Thanoses. I still like the Endgame one. It's not like it's like super disappointing or anything, but it definitely isn't as good as the last one. As you can see, big difference in the size of the hands there and the gauntlets. Yeah, and the paint, I do like the kind of darker copper as opposed to just so much of a light gold. So I kind of like that. But overall, I think that the better Thanos here is definitely going to be the Infinity War one. The Endgame one is certainly very nice, and it's great to get an armored version of Thanos in pop form. But it definitely isn't as good as it could have been, which is disappointing, I must say. But overall, I do still really like this Thanos. And even though he's not as much of a value as the last one was, he's still, you know, a big pop compared to your average figure in the wave, so that is nice. Here's a quick comparison of just him with the Mystery Mini version of himself from Endgame. I will be doing a video about some of the Mystery Minis that I was able to pick up for Endgame as well. So let me know what you guys think of this Avengers Endgame Funko Pop Thanos figure, and thanks so much for watching.